Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're regular here, you know I review many photographic, audio and video related products. Well, recently I've been taking a look at mobile phone photography and videography. There'll be a link up here to my review of the iPhone 13 Pro using cinematic mode in video, and there'll be another link I expect of other iPhone 12 and 13 videos. Now, I've also done a review of the iPhone 12 Pro Max versus the Sony ZV-1. And the iPhone 12 Pro Max came out very well in that comparison. But what I've done now is a comparison between the iPhone 12 Pro Max, which is this one here. This is the 12 Pro Max, obviously a bulky camera sensor on the back there. It's got three main cameras, and I've done it comparing it with the new iPhone 13 Pro, not the Pro Max, it's a 13 Pro. It's got a bulkier camera module because the cameras have all been upgraded. So my thought was, when I bought the 13 Pro, I thought that the still image quality from the 13 Pro is going to outshine the 12 Pro Max. All these model numbers will outshine the 12 Pro Max. But in daylight, the wide lens and the ultra wide are very similar. The telephoto lens on the 13 Pro is a bit better because it zooms in a bit tighter. It's optical, well, it doesn't zoom, it is tighter. I called it zoom. It's not a zoom lens, but it's a telephoto lens that is tighter than what the lens is on the 12 Pro Max. But if we look at images, now these are shot on the wide lens, and it's very difficult to tell what was what. And I know that I haven't got these confused because the metadata clearly shows the one on the left is the 12 Pro Max and the one on the right is the 13 Pro. And the metadata I haven't edited, so it's straight, you know, what is straight out of camera. So I haven't got them confused. But when you look at the sharpness and the clarity, so that's the 12 Pro Max, we look at the 13 Pro, colours, the contrast, extremely similar. In fact, you know, so similar that I probably wouldn't be able to tell which one was, well, I wouldn't be able to tell which one was taken with which camera, you know, just by looking at these comparisons. Now let's take a look at, you know, another comparison. So let's go out of the zoom on that one. Let's have a look at reds. Reds is always good to show, and they're very lifelike. One thing that I do love about the iPhone 12 Pro Max and the iPhone 13 is its colours. They're very true to life. I found with the ZV-1 the colours were very mushy and the reds were more orange than what they were red. I'm finding with the iPhone cameras they're really good, they're really true to life. When you look at this here, you know, again, the one on the left is the 12 Pro Max. Lovely colours, lovely detail. Oops, that's that ain't lovely detail. That's right. Let's start again. That's right. There we go. Lovely detail. We'll do that one, and exactly the same. I would say on the looking at this tighter, yeah, the one on the left, which is a 12 Pro Max, which is bizarre, seems to be showing just a little bit more bokeh than what the 13 Pro is, which is bizarre. But the 13 Pro colours, the reds, are just a little bit stronger, so minute, but just a little bit stronger than what they are on the 12 Pro Max. Let's have a look at another example. Greens. This is always one of my favourite examples for some reason. Again, the one on the left, 12 Pro Max. Yeah, very good detail. Pretty much the same on, let's find that part. Yeah, pretty much the same, oh, there it is. Pretty much the same on the 12 Pro Max and on the 13. So my conclusion really, and it's it's going to be a short video really. My conclusion is, if you already own a 12 Pro Max or a 12 Pro, you probably don't need to upgrade to the 13 Pro or the 13 Pro Max. The only major difference I'm seeing with the 13 Pro, it has got a wider aperture for the ultra wide lens. So in low light, which I haven't tested yet, I'll be doing that next week hopefully, but the ultra wide should be better on the 13 Pro and the Pro Max than it is on the 12 Pro Max. Also, it's got a macro capability, which the 12 Pro Max doesn't have, and also it's got cinematic mode for video that the 12 Pro and the 12 Pro Max doesn't have. So it's three major differences between the 13 Pro and the 12 Pro range. But my conclusion is, if just traditional photography, I say traditional, just photography is your main goal. So you're going out about with your family, you want to get some nice, lovely images, on your phone, then, and you've got a 12 Pro or a 12 Pro Max, then probably don't bother upgrading. I'm blown away by how good iPhones are now. I've said this in so many videos I've done now. I am so enjoying mobile phone photography. I would never in my wildest dreams have said that, a year ago, probably not even 6 months ago. I'm finding the image quality now that's coming off of the new iPhone range. I can't say about Androids because I haven't got I've got an Android phone, but it's an old one, so I'm certainly not going to compare it with an older. Or should I compare it with an older Android phone? I don't know. But these comparisons help me a lot with deciding, can I really rely on a mobile phone when I'm out and about to get the sort of images that I want to get? And my conclusion is, yes, I think I can. I really do think I can. It's quite, incredible for me to say that. I will be doing, a few people have asked me to do a comparison with the iPhone 13 Pro against the Sony ZV-E10. I've been putting it off because I really can't see the point, because it tells me that the ZV-E10 absolutely 100% should be far better than the iPhone 13 Pro. But on the other hand, maybe it isn't going to be far better. So on reflection, I am going to do a comparison, and it should be on paper a very unfair comparison, because the ZV-E10 is an APS-C 20 megapixel or 24 megapixel APS-C sensor, interchangeable lens camera, etc, etc. And the iPhone 13 Pro, well, the wide lens is 12 megapixel, the telephoto lens is 12 megapixels. So there should be a huge difference between the two. I want to see if there is. I'm also going to do a print test. I'm going to print out some 10 by 8s of the same image. I'm going to go out and take the same image on several phones and cameras and do a comparison and put them out in front and get people to pick which one they think has taken with which camera. I think you're going to really struggle to tell the difference between them, and that I find is quite incredible as well. It just goes to show again how great mobile phone technology really, really is coming. Now here on the back here, I've got Capture One Pro running, and I do a lot of my editing in Capture One Pro. I love the software. I do use Lightroom as well, and I also use Luminar. I think that's a great bit of software, fantastic value for money for sure, and Luminar AI. Now, if you do decide to buy Capture One Pro, download the trial version from my website. There'll be a link in the description to my website below. So download the trial version, and if you do decide you want to buy Capture One Pro, or you want to subscribe to it, use the code AVP10 to get 10% off. And that would be great, because it's a great bit of software. If you do want to buy Luminar or AI, then use the code AVP to get $10 off. And that's a great bit of software, and it's a really cost-effective bit of software. I love both of them, and as you can see, I've been using Capture One Pro here all the time. What I would say is, rather than judging the quality of the images based on what you're looking at on the screen here, because the YouTube compression is quite high and you don't really see the clarity and the detail of the images, go to my Flickr page where there'll be all these images on my Flickr page. There'll be different albums for different images, whether it be the iPhone 12 Pro Max, the iPhone 13. I might put one album up of both sets of images in one place, as it were. But take a look at them there rather than looking at them here. You'll get a better idea as to, you know, what the quality of these images really are like, because you know, YouTube does compress them really, really heavily. And as I say, there'll be a link in the description below to where to find that Flickr page. So there we go. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you found this video useful. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so, and hit the like button if you find the content of this really, really useful. I've been actually looking at the analytics of my YouTube channel, and I found over 80% of people that view these videos are not actually subscribed. So if you are one of those 80 odd %, can you please subscribe? It really, really does help me grow the channel. And I really appreciate all the comments that people leave. And I do read all of them. I'm not the best at replying, but I certainly do read all of them. So thanks very much indeed to everyone who views them and subscribes and hits the like button, or dislike button if that's what, you know, so desire to. So thanks again, and stay tuned for more videos relating to video and photography. Cheers for now. Bye.